Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. It's Benzly Anime, and before we get into the review, the play-by-play reaction, Kaido, you gotta do something, bro. You gotta do something. Come out with a new form, an awakening, something. Cause the way you got disrespected this chapter, bro, I don't know if I can give you the same respect. I know you want to go out with dignity, honor, blaze of glory. This ain't no blaze of glory, Kaido. He almost stomped you out and then proceeded to skip and jump rope you, bro. You gotta do something. You gotta slide. You gotta get your lick back. You gotta do something. Welcome back to another chapter review. This is a chapter review of One Piece chapter 1045 titled Next Level. Obviously, I do want to issue out a spoiler warning. If you have not read the chapter yet, please come back once you have read the chapter. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. If you have been watching my videos but you are not subscribed, please look down, subscribe, click that notification bell for all my new videos. I will try to bring one out at least once a week, sometimes twice, but at least once a week for the most part. And with that being said, let's get into the chapter. This was a pretty heavy action chapter, but we do start off with seeing more of Luffy's transformation and Kaido giving his thoughts on Luffy's transformation as well. He starts off with saying that this is off. Obviously, this is an awakening because he is turning his environment and everything to rubber, but due to his transformation, it looks more like a Zoan transformation than a Paramecia awakening. And as we know, Luffy's fruit has been confirmed to be the Hito Hito no Mi, the human fruit, model Nika Zoan fruit. And then we see Kaido blitz Luffy, where he basically just eats him, swallows him whole. And Luffy turns into a balloon and turns Kaido into rubber as well. Now we have seen some past devil fruit users like Doflamingo and Katakuri awaken their devil fruits and turn their environments into rubber, but we haven't actually seen an awakened user turn other people into the characteristics of the devil fruit. The closest that we have seen is Kid assigning magnetic fields to Big Mom, but Kid was not turning Big Mom into metal and attracting her. He was just assigning the field onto something, and Big Mom can be that something. Next, we see another version of this where Luffy shoots out of Kaido's eyes while turning them into rubber so he can shoot out to basically come out of Kaido's body. We then see him blow out the air and basically turn into a giant. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a giant. And it looks like Luffy's actually doing this at will. There's no blowing up his body, blowing up his arms, nothing. He just straight up turns into a giant and almost basically stomps out Kaido. What comes next is something I was not expecting. While reading this, I had to check the time, check the date, check the chapter. Luffy jump ropes Kaido. Yes, double dutch, that jump rope. He takes Kaido's tail and Kaido's head and jump ropes him like he was a string. Keep in mind, Kaido, I don't think nobody realizes how big Kaido is. I don't want us to just look over this. Here, this is how big Kaido is. So imagine how big Luffy is. He's bigger than a literal giant at the moment. Oh Lord, what have you reading? This is actually a callback to Skypiea. If we see the before and after, this was actually foreshadowed. I don't know how long Oda's been planning to draw this, but he's just going wild right now. He's just using his imagination, and I'm here for it. We didn't see Kaido hit Luffy with a blast breath, and he turns basically into Char, just like a fucking Looney Tunes, and he runs on air. I know we can just look at this as like a goof. Oh, Looney Tunes, Looney Tunes. No. This is his actual ability. This is not just the airwalk. He's leaving flames behind. I know we can just look at this. Oh, this is Luffy's goofy ability. This is Luffy. His ability is broken, ladies and gentlemen. He is broken. When they say that the limits of this fruit is just his imagination, they weren't kidding. Power scalers, good luck. How are you supposed to argue that Luffy is not #1 in the verse right now with his ability? Explain to me. Explain to me how Luffy is not #1 in the verse right now with his new ability. It's literally broken. I know we still have to wait on the side effects, and we can talk about that a little bit later once we get into the chapter, but there's no stopping Luffy right now. He's literally top 1. Luffy next goes for an attack, and then Kaido goes for 3 world conquest Ragnarokku, the same move that basically took him out before, and all he does is Youch and just bounces right back. Now, I know we can just look over this chapter, everybody's eyes popping out their head, hee hee ha ha. However, I think that this is actually Luffy's ability affecting the people around him. I know if we look at Nami, Otama, and Chopper's face, they're just surprised, but if we look at Kid and Law's face, they don't look like they're surprised, because usually in these gags, Oda actually draws their faces like Nami's face, but for Kid and Law, we don't see that. We just see a regular expression, and then the eyes pop out of their face. So I think this is actually Luffy's ability affecting the environment and the people around him, turning parts of them into rubber as well. That might be a wild take. I'm staying with it. I'm staying on this hill. We then also get some confirmation sort of this when Kaido says it's like something out of a picture book. So it's kind of confirmed that not only are we seeing this in the manga, but this is actually happening in reality in the One Piece world. So this is actually something that Luffy is actually influencing. We then go to Luffy, and we see him actually powering down here. He goes from his new form to what seemingly looks like the same face that he had when he was a whole cake. He was tired, he was spent waiting on Sanji. And we see that, as Kaido says, you can rest easy and die then. Tales will be told about how you all fought this war. Luffy then proceeds to quote Bank Sake. And this is what actually gets him back up and gets him back into this new form. I don't know if this is just him trying to get a rhythm in his head, because Bank Sake, I know people have said that the same tune is similar to the heartbeat tune that we see on the page when Luffy goes into this new form. And we actually get the actual color scheme for this new form. His hair is actually not yellow, but his hair and his clothes are all white, basically. So I'm assuming his eyes are also white as well. He then says, "We're not done yet. Isn't that right, Momo, Tama, Kiemon, Pedro?" Yo, Pedro better not be alive. But Kaido says something. He says, "You're really gonna kill yourself." As we know, the awakening that Luffy is doing right now is actually affecting his heart. So if it's actually just him beating his heart even faster or at a specific tune, that could actually kill him once this fight is over. So we might need somebody to come in, like a Marco, or I know some people have been saying about the whole theory of Law sacrificing his life for Luffy. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think he just needs Marco, and Marco's just gonna heal him up, or or help him. But that's my thought. As the fight continues, we see Kaido hit Luffy with the club, and his face actually morphs around the club. So I don't know if this is actually just him being rubber or him actually affecting his facial features, like some sort of Logia hybrid type thing. But he actually bends the ground when Kaido goes to hit him again. He just bounces back, flies back into some sort of near wall, and then bounces back at Kaido and proceeds to hit him through the head. Now, I know some people are looking at this like it's kind of weird, but I think it's just actually him turning Kaido's head into rubber, punching through it, and then bouncing back out. I don't think he's actually going through Kaido's entire head like a Logia or something. And that's it for the chapter. Now, what I'm really waiting for, I hope we get into it next chapter, there's no break this week, is actually Kaido's flashback. We know this fight won't go in for another like 10 or 20 chapters, because at this point, even during this chapter, we see Kaido actually fall on his knees for a little bit, trying to catch his breath. Obviously, we know Luffy's at the end of his rope, so I'm assuming this fight will go on for another 5 chapters, but we will get Kaido's flashback, hopefully. Hopefully we get some more rock stuff. We know that Kaido knows a lot, and he knows more than we thought that he would actually know. Like, he knows about Joyboy, he knows about death, and I'm assuming he knows about death and the connection to Joyboy. I may be reaching on that one, but I think Kaido knows a lot more than he's leading on. But we'll just have to wait and see. And if you guys did like this chapter review reaction, please leave a like, comment. There's a lot to talk about, a lot to break down this chapter as well, with these new attacks, Luffy being a giant, the giant hat and Mary Joie. Fucking, there's a lot going on. Luffy can actually influence everything around him now. There's a lot going on. What about those fucking animals that was on that one island that were stretched out? Is that related to this? Like, there's a lot that we can talk about. Let me know you guys' thoughts in the comment section. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. I will try to make this more consistent for you guys. And with that being said, peace.